Mitch Marner had a sign and trade from the Toronto Maple Leafs to Vegas. Okay, Toronto signs him and immediately ships him to Vegas, and he's going to get 100 points, and he's going to a Stanley Cup contender in the Vegas Golden Knights. That argument that Marner might win a cup before Toronto is still a high potential, if not, it could be, right? Mitch Marner, $12 million per year. When it comes to money, for him to stay in Canada, you're looking at what? $14 million, maybe the exact Mikko Rantanen deal is what was reported, right? And that's why I'm going to go to the deadline for a second. We had the opportunity to trade him, and I mean we, from a Toronto Maple Leaf perspective, and I'm speaking as a fan right now to you. Mitch Marner was asked to move, and he said no, which he had the right to. And you know what? I cannot hate Mitch for that. And hate's a strong word, but it's the only thing that's coming to mind right now. He had that in his contract. He wanted to win a cup here in Toronto. Mitch Marner had the right to say no. And he did say no. And yes, it screwed the Toronto Maple Leafs in a lot of ways. They could have had Mikko Rantanen, that being the Toronto Maple Leafs, but that didn't happen. And fans said, oh, Mitch Marner screwed us. Mitch Marner. Yes, you know what? To get assets, you're right. You're right. But you know what? He had the right to exercise that option. And the Toronto Maple Leafs did get someone back from Mitch Marner that's not even close to Mikko Rantanen, but somebody who is going to solidify that bottom nine and help be a part of changing that DNA. Instead of Mitch Marner walking for free, no matter what tampering that the Leafs maybe had on Vegas, they got something for him, and it was time for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Mitch Marner to move on, no matter what. As sad as that makes me, I thank you as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan for the memories and the moments that you did give for the duration that you had in Toronto. On the other hand, I will also mention that your playoff performance does not meet expectations. You're unable to get it done. And you know what? Despite that the Leafs Nation's going to miss you, this was a change that had to happen, and you did not get the job done. You were unable to help elevate the team, along with Matthews and other people, but I'm sticking to Marner right now. You're unable to take that next step, and you did not show that heart and determination when it came and mattered most. You were only a regular season player. You had some playoff moments, particularly mostly in first rounds, but you were somebody now that gets to move on, and it's time to turn the page. This trade, sign and trade, didn't have to happen because Marner could have just walked and nothing could have happened. But we did get something in return, and I'm speaking of that as a Leaf fan. The Leafs did get somebody in return for Mitch Marner. The era in Toronto is over, and Mitch Marner is no longer a Maple Leaf. And as much as that pains me as a fan to say, because I wanted to see this core four win, change was needed. And overall, if you don't want to be on this team anymore, and if you're not going to be able to step up in those games that matter and show that pride and that accountability, then you shouldn't be on this team.